Badass woman in Herstory. Mary Beatrice Davidson Kenner, aka Mary Kenner. Born May 17th, 1912, passed January 13th, 2006. She was an African American inventor who received 5 patents in her lifetime. She holds the record for the most patents awarded to a black woman by the U.S. government. Kenner's first and most noted patent was in 1957 for the sanitary belt, the precursor invention to sanitary pads. She originally invented the belt 30 years prior in the 1920s, but was not able to afford a patent, and she faced racial discrimination when trying to market the product. Kenner's following 4 patents included a sanitary belt with a moisture-resistant pocket, a toilet tissue holder, a hard surface tray and pocket for holding items that mount to wheelchairs, walkers, and a wall-mountable backwasher and massager. Interesting. Kenner was born on May 17th, 1912 in Monroe, North Carolina into a family of inventors. Her father, Sidney Nathaniel Davidson, patented travel-sized clothing presser, and her maternal grandfather, Robert Fromberger, invented a tricolor light for signaling to trains and a stretcher on wheels for ambulances. Oh, wow. Her sister, Mildred David Austin Smith, born 1916, passed in 93, also grew up to patent a board game, Family Tradition, in the 1980s. This familial interest in inventing inspired Kenner from a very young age. At just 6 years old, she attempted inventing a self-oiling hinge for doors. She then went on to create other inventions throughout her childhood, such as a portable ashtray that can be attached to cigarette packs, and adding a sponge to the tip of an umbrella to soak up rainwater. Kenner graduated from Dunbar High School in 1931 and gained admission into Howard University. She attended school for a year and a half, but dropped out due to gender discrimination and financial difficulties. She then took on multiple odd jobs. In 1941, she became a federal employee for the remaining decade. In 1950, she became a professional florist and ran her flower shop into the 1970s while inventing things in her spare time. In her lifetime, Kenner created many inventions and had many patents, like we said earlier. Her first patent was in 1957 for the sanitary belt, which was before the time of adhesive pads. And her invention was much more effective than the rags women were using at the time. Menstruation was not commonly talked about during this time and was considered taboo. In the 20s, most women tended to make their own menstrual products at home out of clothes and rags, and only really used commercial products like Kotex pads when they had to leave the house for school or work. She originally invented the sanitary belt in the 20s, but she couldn't afford a patent at that time. She improved her primary version over time and was continually updating the invention. 3 years later, she filed another patent for a sanitary belt with a moisture-proof pocket, making it even more unlikely for blood to leak on the clothing. The goal of the sanitary belt was to prevent the leakage of menstrual blood on clothing, which was a common problem for women at the time that was left unsolved. The Son Nap Pack company heard of her invention in 1957 and was interested in producing her products. However, when they learned that she was African American, they were no longer interested. Idiots. Kenner described the situation in an interview saying, "One day I was contacted by a company that expressed an interest in marketing my idea. I was so jubilant. I saw houses, cars, and everything about to come my way. Sorry to say, when they found that I was black, their interest dropped." In 1976, Kenner patented an attachment for a walker or wheelchair that included a hard surface tray and a soft pocket for carrying items. Kenner also invented a toilet paper holder that she patented. Her final patent, granted on September 29, 1987, was for a mounted backwasher and massager. Kenner never received any awards or formal recognition for her work. However, her inventions and contributions helped pave the way for subsequent innovations. Kenner still holds the record for the greatest number of patents awarded a black woman by the U.S. government. So like we said earlier, her sanitary belt inventions led to the evolution of menstrual products into the sanitary pad, which is currently still utilized today, continuously adapting to improve comfortability and leakage protection. She is regarded as the forgotten inventor who revolutionized menstrual products. While working as a federal employee, Kenner met her first husband, who was a soldier. After 5 years, the two divorced, and around the same time, Kenner left her job and opened a flower shop while inventing on the side in her free time. In 1951, Kenner remarried to James Kenner. And in 1970, she sold her shop and the two moved to Virginia, where they became the foster parents of 5 boys and eventually adopted a son. Then at the age of 93 on January 13, 2006, she passed away. Wow. That company could have made so much money. At least they didn't steal her idea, though. You know? They could have been like, hey, let's steal her idea. But I guess it was patented. Patented. Why is that word so hard to say? Patented. Patented. We'll be right back, folks. That's it, folks. We've arrived at the end of another beautiful episode.